An invisible yet tangible air wall suddenly descended, completely isolating the small town from the outside world. In the blink of an eye, 6 days passed, and food and water were rapidly running out. Carl went to the lake to get water, only to find dead fish floating belly up all over the shore. Everyone took samples for testing, and the samples burst into flames at the slightest touch. They deduced that the dome had cut off the pipes, causing chemical substances to flow back into the lake, completely contaminating the water source. Subsequently, the military from the outside withdrew. The townspeople thought the government had abandoned them, and the order instantly collapsed. Some people rushed into the supermarket to grab supplies, and neighbors became enemies. The police's use of tear gas was ineffective, and they almost opened fire. At a critical moment, heavy rain came, temporarily suppressing the irritable emotions. However, the dome still remained, and the small town seemed to be locked in another world. The next day, the military brought the townspeople's relatives from outside to the outer side of the dome. But the two sides couldn't hear each other, and could only communicate through writing and gestures. On the surface, it was a reunion, but Carl sensed danger. He found someone who knew lip reading to communicate with the soldiers, and learned that, to avoid panic, the military had decided to use a nuclear bomb to destroy the dome. People outside the city were evacuated, and whether those inside the dome survived was left to fate. The townspeople were forced to take refuge in the air raid shelter. Facing the possible death, what they felt more was reluctance to part with their families. The nuclear bomb fell, hitting the dome head-on. The explosion was earth-shattering, but the result was even more despairing. The dome remained intact, not even a sound was heard. What was worse, the outside city was reduced to ruins by the explosion. The indestructible dome meant that they might never be able to get out, and hope was crushed again.